Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShanda had me here, aka Sister Sense. We are continuing our live and lit spring into action conversations with my girls, Kim Coles and Tyshina Davis. So, right now, what we're going to do is talk about, for those of you who are speakers, who are teachers, experts, professionals, really looking to be seen and share your brilliance. The amazing coach, Kim Coles, is here to talk about captivating conversations. So I am not going to hesitate. I am going to jump in, bring Coles Kim into the building. So make sure that you share this out. Sharing is caring, and tag some of your business besties because, baby, you're in for a treat. Yay! Welcome, welcome. Hey.
Hello. We are wearing our primary colors today, the yellow and the red. Yes,
So
ma'am.
you got to bring in that brightness right now, right?
We
That
need as much
extra
light
vitamin D.
and brightness and light as we possibly can. So thank you for the sunshine yellow, sis. Thank you.
Thank you. You looking fabulous today. Working from home, making it happen.
I do not usually look this good. I'm shooting a series of videos, one of which you are a part of, which we can talk about later. I'm shooting my summit, Captivating Conversations Summit, and you have so graciously agreed to participate, and we did a great session, and so I'm doing several today.
Oh my goodness, knocking them out because that's what it's about. You got to be productive right now, right?
Listen, I've never worked harder in my life.
Come
Never.
on, y'all. Y'all need to put hashtag business as usual into the comment box because you need
Business
to
as
be
usual.
productive. Making that money, honey, that's what it's all about. But of
Indeed.
course, making sure that right now, because we do definitely want to be mindful of what's happening right now. Really, we want to be positive. We want to be prayerful. We want to be purposeful, productive, and profitable. Profitable is important, but the purpose, the positivity, the prayer, the love, the light, we bring those in top,
Right.
first and foremost.
I'm
So,
calling this time pivoting on purpose or pivoting with a purpose. Yes.
absolutely. Making sure that you are shifting and adjusting, doing what you need to do. So, we had such an amazing time last weekend as part of the Spring into Action virtual experience. We had the live virtual summit and talked about some amazing things. Now, you already know Kim is amazing at her love, her light, sharing her story. I love it. I love it. And she talked about some wonderful things that you guys can do when it comes to doing just that, creating captivating conversations. Now, the first thing that you said, because I asked the lady, I said, what stuck out for you? They
Oh,
said, when you talked about, and I have to say it the way you said it, right? You
oh.
said, everything that is happening to us is happening for us. That resonated with a
Yeah,
lot of ladies. So, can we kick off the conversation there?
absolutely. Absolutely. So I came to this when I was going through a really difficult time because we sit and we mire in our questions and problems and challenges and the question sometimes is, why me? Why is this happening right now? Why did you give this to me, God? Why is this, what is it? And I got present to the fact that what if it was given to you for a reason? And what if, because it's a really powerful perspective. I know you and I both like alliterations and using, doing our thing. It's a powerful perspective to shift. Instead of going, why me, go, why not me? What if you are the perfect person to have gone through the experience that you went through, or to be going through the experience that you're going through because it was meant for you to figure out, to heal, to transform, to transmute, and then to help others with. So I think that our lives are really worth living. Everyone's life is worth living, right? It is, because you are born here, because you are a child of the divine. You are born, you're meant to be here. But I think the meaningfulness of our lives and the extra worth and the extra juju, the reason why we came here is to actually learn these lessons and then go back and serve and help others. And so
Yes.
if everything that has happened to you has happened for you, it shifts the perspective. Go, I can get through anything because I'm supposed to get through this, because I'm supposed to learn about it and teach to others. And that
Absolutely.
shifts any. So even what we're going through right now, this crazy pandemic, like, It's here to teach us some stuff. And instead of staying only mired, and listen, we have to pay attention to and be sensitive to what's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm also going, what else can I learn here? And when you do that in your life, it just breathes a little fresh air for you, or puts fresh air in it for you, in my opinion.
It does. And I'm curious just to know, guys, whether you're watching live or via the replay, how are you putting things into perspective right now, right? How are you adjusting? How do you say it, Kim? What do you say? Pivot?
Pivot on purpose.
Pivot on purpose. Put that into the comment box. Pop, pivot on purpose. What are you doing to put things into perspective and POP, as Kim Cole says, pivot on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's so many different conversations that we have, right? I talked about creating new normals. Ty talked about productivity. Mm-hmm. Your purpose, your passion is captivating conversations and sharing your story. Tell us why that's your passion and what that really involves.
Well, number one, I'm an actress and I'm a comedian, and we are storytellers. This is what I do for a living. But it's actually what we also, thank you, Garris. I appreciate you, Garris Aaron. It's what we all do. We're all storytellers. It is baked into our DNA to love stories, to want to learn from stories, to see ourselves in stories. It creates incredible connection. It's why you can watch someone perform something and you step into the character, or you step outside the character and go, "Ooh, I don't know if I could ever do that." Like, you really, that's that thing where they was talking about, especially Black folks at a movie theater, like, "Get out the room, girl, run, girl. What you doing?" You're in it. But that's how life is. Our ancestors sat around the fire and told stories, and that's how you learned of the hunts, and how you learned of the victorious ones, and how you learned of the elders that came before you. It's how we teach our little ones. You teach through story and allegory and through metaphor, and it's how we connect. It's super powerful, and for us as entrepreneurs, it's also part of the connection and how people resonate with you. And I really do mean it, that when you're telling your story, people say to themselves, "Wow, could I have ever been that courageous, that smart?" And I think they go looking for those same qualities within themselves, and it creates deep resonance. And if they don't have those qualities, they go, "Ooh, maybe I need to be a little stronger. Maybe I need to be a little smarter. Maybe I could never be that dumb." Whatever it is, it creates resonance, right?
Absolutely, right? You resonate, you relate, you connect on a deeper level. So many people, when it comes to business, right? And Spring Into Action is all about entrepreneurs springing into business. We had our virtual summit last weekend. If you missed that and you want to get the replays, number one, make sure that you go over to sistasense.com/spring and you put my girl KIM, her name, into the coupon code so you can get a discount from yours truly, Kim Coles. But being in a space where I love it, right? I love it. Being in a space where you understand selling isn't simply about the product or the picture, but the person that's selling the product, that's putting the picture up there. So who you are matters. And I'm curious, for those of you who are participating, how comfortable you are with sharing who you are and sharing your story. Can you let us know? Can you say, "Yeah, I'm super comfortable," or, "Ooh, I don't tell nothing about myself." Some people don't even want people to see their picture. And as a sister girl, as a Black entrepreneur, I've had other entrepreneurs come to me and say, "I would much rather put a white person's face on it than mine so that it's more sellable. I don't want my story up there. I don't want my picture up there. If you can relate to what I'm saying, drop that in there." Being authentic, it's not easy for everybody. So can you speak to that?
Sure.
Being comfortable sharing your story and what you do, who you are?
Sure. I have a what I call a Kim equation that is authenticity plus vulnerability equals credibility and profitability.
Ooh, say that again. Y'all got to write it down and put it in the comment box.
Authenticity plus vulnerability equals credibility and profitability.
Love it.
So let me say that, and let me step outside of it and say that the number one question I get from clients and potential clients is, how do I tell my story without telling all my business? Well, there is a way to do it. There's a way to do it, and we can talk about the skill of that and the strategy behind that. But the truth is that the more authentic, and this is what I found in my life. So living single, I call it the sparkling jewel of my career. It was it was a very well rated show, very well-received show. And then when the show ended,
Still is.
it still is. Thank you. I still get the residual checks. Thank you. And after the show ended, I went into a really tough depression because I wasn't working as much. Nothing felt the same. All the things. And why would it feel the same? It was meant to happen the way it was meant to happen. And I got depressed and started shopping through all of my money and got even more depressed.
Mm.
And I decided to just start sharing my story because I was afraid that I was going to be found out, right? I was afraid that, because the bill collectors, like, my name really is Kim Coles. If you call me, I am Kim Coles. Like, I was afraid that people would know that I was broke and broken. When I started just sharing my stories of feeling broken, other people were able to resonate with me and go, oh, wow, me too. I'm going through that too. And it helped to add to so I was being authentic, like, my transparent truth is what I say. I was telling in a way that I felt comfortable telling. I didn't tell all the business, but I told most of it and the way that I felt comfortable. And it added to my credibility because people now saw me, excuse me, in a new light. People will see you in a whole new way, like, wow, you've been through this, or wow, you figured that out. It now raises your level of credibility and authority because you're now speaking into what they're going through. You're going to connect your product, your goods, your services to your authentic self, your transparent story, the truth of trying to figure it out, and then figuring it out means that you have persevered and your clients will see you as the solution to their problem. And then that adds to the profitability. So the more authentic you are, the more credible you become, because I really think, believe it or not, that gone are the days, and I do respect that as people of color, there are times that we have to face forward facing, and our business has to be some of our other sisters and brothers, our sisters and brothers from another mother. I get that. But I think now more than ever, we want to know who we're buying from. We want to trust, that whole know, like, and trust thing happens when people really get to know you and get to know you better and get to know your why. Instead of just saying, I always love to say, well, buy my bundles. I'm so over the buy my bundles. Tell me why you're selling those bundles and connect it to my need, connect it to why you needed it, and all of the above. And it helps to add to your profitability for sure.
I love that. And it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, sharing my story is this complex thing. There's so many levels to this, right? Simply saying, hey, I'm a Brooklyn girl living in a North Carolina world, right? And both of us are from Brooklyn. We resonate on that level, letting people know who you are and where you're from, right? That's something simple. So drop that into the comment box. Say, hey, I'm a ... I live in ... Let us know who you are and where you are. It's really simple to do that, right? Sharing your story is about what you're doing today, right? So I had the virtual summit last week, and we're doing Spring into Action right now. Make sure you go to sistersense.com/spring so you can get the replays from last week. You can dive into the 3-day workshop we've got coming up this weekend. And guess what? As I'm doing that, Kim is working on hers. So again, let them know. Let them know, because there's another virtual summit that's coming up, right? Tell them about that. This is what's happening with us real time.
Real time. Oh, you really want me to tell them right now? So in my desire to be a part of the conversation right now, but in my way, I'm not a healthcare worker. I'm not an essential, although I think we're all essential, but I'm not out there on the front lines. But what zone of genius do I have? What gifts and talents do I have that I can bring forth right now? And the story behind it is I wanted to do something in my way. So I just, and by the way, as a speaker, so I'm an actress, a comedian, a speaker, all of that has shut down. I can't perform at a comedy club. I can't go speak at any, all of my events have been shut down, but I can have a virtual online summit, and I can invite my besties. And this summit is so awesome because I invited not only my biz besties, LaShanda Henry, I've invited some of my Hollywood besties. So Erica Alexander, Kim Fields, Rolanda Watts. There's 2 other people. I'm waiting for them to say yes so we can just... I am uniquely positioned to be able to combine all of my besties to have deep, rich, powerful, helpful conversations about how we're going to thrive during these uncertain times. And so everyone's bringing their genius. You came and did your interview already, and you gave such great content on how we can think about our business in fresh new ways and still be profitable. Erica comes on and she talks about part of her story and part of her point of view of the world that now you'll watch and go like, wow, that's a fresh new perspective. So that's what I can do during this time. And so it's called the I keep saying creating. It's called, because I'm creating it even as we speak, the Captivating Conversations Summit. The page is not live yet, but it will be captivatingconversations.live, and it will be live later on today. So don't go there yet.
But it's coming.
Right. And it's how I'm living my pivot on purpose. I can't go travel and speak, but I can create a speaker's platform for myself. And this is and speaking of pivoting, as I'm building this for myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, I could now become an agency for other speakers. What if I were to produce summits for other speakers? So now I've created a whole new income stream for myself that I never would have thought of unless this pandemic happened. So it's about thinking through it all. Yeah.
Negative side to it, but then making the lemonade out of the lemon, seeing how you can pivot on purpose and do what you need to do. This is Kim's story. This is what she's doing right now. I'm going to ask you guys, when it comes to one thing that you're trying to sell right now, how have you sold this week? How have you shared your story this week? How have you connected, even with the simplicity of just saying, this is who I am and this is what I choose to do? How have you done that this week so that you can create captivating conversations? Number one. Number two, are you sharing, just like we're here and we're like, this is what we're working on this week. This is what's going on. Are you sharing what you're working on? Number two. And number three, have you thought about creating virtual experiences like summits and webinars and live streams like this one? On the last live, somebody said to me, what are you using to do this? And I'm like, I'm using the StreamYard platform. And, several of the people that I know were using it. Kim said, look, I love it. I was like, okay, I need you to send me your link. Right? I signed up. I've got my link, sistersense.com/SY. I'm always about my business.
That's
so
right.
If you want to sign up through me, sistersense.com/SY stands for StreamYard. That's what I'm working on right now. You've got to be proactive. You've got to make sure that you're making the most of this time, especially if you are at home. How are you going to be at home and online doing things purposely? So one of the things that we're going to do as part of Spring Into Action, the 3-day workshop, is 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, coming up. The first day, we're going to talk about putting together webinars, virtual events, and strategically setting up your products, especially premium products and offers. Again, sistersense.com/spring. You see that link at the bottom right there. Don't forget to put in KIM for Kim so that you have the opportunity to get a little discount from your girl right there. Which way do I go? Do I go this way?
You're over there.
So that you can get a discount from your girl Kim, and you can either just get the replays or you can get access to the replays as a freebie bonus when you get the 3-day weekend workshop. And Kim has some good in there for you so that you guys can even dig deeper into what it means to create your story. She's got a great story course for you and some other surprise goodies I can't talk about right now because you get them when you get there.
Actually, what I'm going to provide is the thing that people always want to know is, how do I tell my story? I've got my story structure secrets. An alliteration. I worked hard on that just for you. My story structure secrets guide that's going to help people really go even further. And of course, I'll provide an opportunity for us to be able to talk and work together, because I love nothing better than hearing people's stories and helping the stories come forth, because it's going to create more connection. It's going to create more collaboration. If I didn't know you and you asked me to collaborate with you and I ask you to collaborate with me, we wouldn't be able to create all this yummy geniusness. We need it more. Connection now more than ever can happen. We talk about this isolation, but the truth is that it's how we connect that will keep us stronger than ever. So thank you for providing that kind of leadership always.
Thank you for saying yes. I mean, it's always a blessing when we have the opportunity to reach out and virtually touch one of our business besties, and they're like, girl, come on now. You know, I already said yes. I'm gonna get cute for the camera and I'm good to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are always the things that you want to think about. And it's funny because I remember watching a video of Issa Rae, Insecure is Back, right? And in that video, she talked about folks wanting to immediately trying to get on the come up, and they want to get to Oprah. They want to get to
Mm,
that big person at the very, very top. And she said, look, when I was creating Awkward Black Girl, when I was building my YouTube sensation, as opposed to trying to reach up to people who were way up there, I
mhm.
reached across to the people who were beside me, to the people who I knew that I could connect and leverage, right? So Kim is
Mm,
an amazing business bestie, being able to reach out to her and say, hey, this is something that I want to do. Yes or no? Does it work for you? How can you do that too? Who do you know? Right? Not trying to just stretch up and be seen by the big boys and the big girls, right? We big in our own right, first of all. Kim is an amazing, right? 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 So if you got
indeed.
Kim in your circle, consider yourself blessed. She is among the very best when it comes to being genuine and
Oh,
so amazing at what she does, not only creating captivating conversations, because that's her gift, that's her superpower, but showing you how to do that too. Who do you know with superpowers that complement your superpowers so that together y'all can be superpowers creating amazing? This is what captivation is all about.
indeed.
You
I
got to
call
be able to
it
speak about
lift
those
as we climb, lift as we climb. We can do it. When my hands aren't in the
things.
frame, lift as we climb, we can do it together.
Absolutely. Now, I know Kim has a lot to do today, so I'm just going to ask one more question. If there's one more aspect of sharing your story that you would like to share, because most of it, y'all got to go to the replay to hear, but we wanted to give you some good
Yeah.
right here.
Well, I would say mine your own life experiences for the richness that's there. So people go, well, what stories do I tell and how do I tell? Well, how to tell when you step into the bonus that I'm going to be giving, you'll get the I told you I had to work on story structure secrets guide. You'll get that. But I would say mine your own life. So what were you like as a kid? Well, what's a story that you can tell from okay, I'm going to give you. Can I give an example of something that
Oh,
I?
yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
a great story, great memory of learning to ride my bike. And my father, there was a point where we took the training wheels off the bike, and he says, "We're going to ride, and we're going to teach you how to ride. You're going to be able to, by the end of the day, you're going to be able to ride on your own." And he says, "I'm going to hold on to the back of the bike. I'm going to be at the back or on the side, holding on, running alongside of you to make sure I, keep you steady, and you're going to be just fine." So there he was, and we're riding, and on the, in Brooklyn, and there's a point where I'm like going, I got it going, and I look back, and he's not there. That's because I have ridden so far up the block that he couldn't even keep up with me, but I had ridden by myself strong. I immediately fall over because he's not there. Like, oh my God. Meanwhile, I've been riding just fine on my own. And so, I scrape my knee. I'm crying. He picks me up. No, he called me Kimberly. Kimberly, you have it. You had it. No problem. You got it. I go, Daddy, you weren't there. He said, of course I was there, but you had it. You were riding. Let's try it again. And we got up and we did it again. And eventually I was good at it. So that's just a story about a father and daughter, and my dad showing me how to ride my bike, and I had it all along and I fall. It's a simple story, but that story can be connected to almost any product and service that I sell. It can be so let's say I write a new book about fathers and daughters. That's a story that says, and my father was so important to me. I wrote this book about daddies and daughters, and this is what people will resonate, whether they had a father that was involved in their life or not. If you didn't, you'd read to see what it was like. If I have a story about confidence that I was riding just fine until I turned around and looked and saw that he wasn't there, and then I fell. So let's say I had a course on confidence. I would talk about how we have so many resources within ourselves and we doubt ourselves. And that would then link to this confidence course. So I want you to just dig in your life for meaningful stories, even stories that don't seem meaningful, and think about how you can connect it to the goods, the products, and the services that you offer, because
Yes.
people find resonance in it in some way. And I've told that story on stage, and it's funny and goofy, and it's fine, but I also find a way to connect it to the conversations that I'm having at the moment. So just mind your own life for the stories. I always if you've been speaking for a while or watching speakers for a while, you can always tell when people are rehashing the same stories. And there's a lot of basic stories that are out there that are great,
Yeah.
but they've been told over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm saying tell your own stories, and it will make your presentations, your live streams, your content marketing, your blogs, your YouTube videos seem fresh and inviting because it's all coming from you. That's what I mean by that authentic piece. It's just you, and that's all you need. There. You're
I
welcome.
love it. I love it. You know what's funny? Now, on multiple levels, the bike story resonates with me. First of all, because I don't know how to ride a regular bike. The last one I had was the little red trike with the little rainbow flags on the side, which I still have, and Jay spray painted it red for me. So I can't fit that anymore. But that's the last one that I had. Didn't really learn how to do the traditional one. So I said, look, Jay, you're going to have to teach me how to ride a bike, especially during these times.
That's right. By the way, I'm glad you said that to me.
Yeah.
I just bought a bike for the first time in 30 years. Walmart was having a sale. I bought me a new bike. I got to take it back up. I bought it online. I got to take it up there for them to build. And so now I have a story of the last, it's probably 30 something years since I've ridden a bike. So I'm about to go on my bike riding journey again. But again, you resonating that story, you hearing that story and it resonates with you, you telling your story resonates back with me. And now I'm like, well, what else is on her website? Can I buy something from LaShanda? He hasn't ridden a bike in years. Is she about, it's just, it pulls me in. It pulls me in that the last bike you had was a tricycle.
Yeah. The little, I think it was strawberry shortcake because it had the little rainbow things on the side. And it's funny because as we're talking about bikes, right? Because we're going to wrap this up. But, as we're talking about bikes, sometimes as entrepreneurs, you think you got to share all information. And in order to be credible, it's just got to be, this. It's the funny things. It's the anecdotal stories. It's the random, what do you say? You say perfectly perfect. No, come on. What is it? Imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect.
Yes. Those imperfectly perfect things. I love it when she says that about life. You share that more often, and you might find that you convert and attract people more often than just the conventional, let me teach, let me share, let me give you all my information, because that stuff can be a little bit overwhelming at times. You got to kind of break it up, right? And give them that extra good. So sharing your childhood stories, one of several really amazing strategies that Coach Kim taught as part of the Captivating Conversations class with respect to the Spring into Action Virtual Summit. So last call, y'all, make sure that you share this out because that's what it's all about. Share this, tag some of your business besties, and make sure that you go over to sistasense.com/spring so you can get the replays. Remember, put KIM into the coupon section so you can get an awesome reduced rate from your girl, Kim Coles. And of course, feel free to check in with me if you have any questions. Any last things you want to say before we wrap this up today, Kim?
As I always want to just thank you for your consistency and your leadership. That is what is needed more than everything. You stay consistent. And if more entrepreneurs can do that, just show up and show out and stand up or something. I'm going to work on that. Let me work on that. Show up, stand up, and show out. Show up, stand up. That's going to be my next program. Show up, show up, stand out, and whatever. And just, you just do the work. And the benefits are incredible because you do. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Mwah. It's all about consistency and being genuine. As you can see, ladies have enjoyed it so far. They're inspired. Hey, Yolanda Lattimore is in
How are
the
you?
building. So inspired by all the wonderful good. Again, guys, make sure that you sign up over at sistasense.com/spring. You consistently check in with myself and Kim, and do not miss her virtual summit. We're going to go over to what website? What's the website again?
Captivatingconversations.live in about later on this afternoon, because I got to go out and if the makeup is on, let me shoot all the videos.
Yes, right.
I'm going to go out to my backyard and shoot at least the intro video. So I'm being consistent, like LaShanda.
I love it. So, alrighty, my dears, till next time, take care. Hopefully, I see some of y'all in the Spring into Action workshop. Mwah. Bye.
That's good stuff.